Okay, thanks for covering ptfc.co.uk, Brown. Life as a Jags supporter has always been pretty difficult, but I think for the past season it's been really hard to take. We've got a board full of Jags fans, so without giving away too many secrets, what's it been like in the boardroom as things have gone on?
It's been very difficult. I think it's been difficult 2 years, not just 1 year. We came down from the SPL to the First Division. I think we thought we'd do quite well down there. We'd certainly consolidate and hope to come back up. And to be relegated wasn't really on the agenda at all, so it's been very, very disappointing.
Okay, Brown, in your role as chair of Thistle, what are your priorities and your ambitions for the club?
Well, my ambitions are fairly far advanced. I mean, I really want to see the club come out of the Second Division, obviously, and out of the First Division into the SPL. And my ambition is to see the club playing back again in European football. I mean, the Intertoto Cup would do me fine. You know, if it's good enough for Deportiva de Coruña and Newcastle, I think it's good enough for Party Thistle, although a lot of Scottish clubs don't seem to feel that. They don't seem to be so keen on playing in Europe.
Well, I think lots of us have good memories of the Intertoto. It'd be nice to have the opportunity again. A lot of changes, but DH Morris, our main sponsor, has stuck with us. That must have been a boost.
That's been a great boost. I mean, Eddie McMurray and the lads at DH Morris have been a tremendous help to us over the years. This is the last period of the deal, there's nothing to indicate they won't continue, and I presume when we get into the season I'll see Eddie McMurray and we'll have a chat about the future. But they've been wonderful sponsors, and they've not just been sponsors in the jerseys, they've been along at games. I was up at the pre-season tour up at Bucky and at Devon Vale at the start of the season, and Eddie McMurray, the managing director of DH Morris, drove up to both games and then drove back, not getting home till the early hours of the morning. So he's a genuine Thistle man. They're genuine Thistle people, and they've been wonderful supporters to our club over these last 7 years. In fact, this is their seventh season sponsoring the club.
Well, it's great to have that commitment from sponsors, but on the back of consecutive relegations and in the absence of the elusive Maryhill millionaire, finances are obviously tight at Firhill. What are the long-term plans for developing that side of the operation?
Oh, there's a lot of plans for that. I mean, what we're doing that's been widely sort of talked about is the selling off the South Terracing. We've got a deal in place. It's subject to planning with a developer. It will bring a lot of money into the club. What we've got to do with the way the planning operates, we've got to build a stand, because the reason for selling the ground is to build the stand. So we've got a 1,000-seater stand to build there, but it's enough money to build the stand, clear off the bulk, if not all, probably clear off all the debt, and hopefully we'll come together. I really feel that we've got to get some sort of training ground. I think for the club to use the capital receipts to spend and revenue losses is just unwise. I think we've got to, if you're selling off the family silver, you've really got to replace it, and I think we've got to buy our ground somewhere, so that in 10, 15, 20 years time, people who are looking after for so long, after I've gone and all the rest of the board have gone, we'll have some sort of asset, and maybe look back and say, well, these guys in 2005, they didn't have much of a football team, but at least they looked after things for the future of our club.
Yeah, that's a good point you touched on there, Brown. Thistle hopefully will be stabilised, one of these rare creatures in Scottish football that's a club that owns its ground, that's got a stand on all four sides of the ground, and I think fans would welcome the confirmation that Firhill is and always will be the home of Partick Thistle.
Well, as long as I'm involved, it certainly will be. I mean, I know that the danger now is that with housing landing up so much that there's a possibility that Firhill could be sold off, but certainly I don't think that will happen when myself or any other board members are involved. Hopefully it will never happen in the future. We'll be here to stay.
Well, the future's looking good, obviously, for all supporters. It's what's going to happen right away that's important, and it could be argued that the board handed Dick and Jimmy something of a poisoned chalice, with great expectations from the stands. What convinced you and the board that they were the right men to take the club forward?
I think we decided that this time we really need to get experience. We'd had a couple of could be seen as gambles. We brought in Jerry Collins, who I think deserved to be appointed. He was assistant to John Lambie for a long time. He had worked with John, he got the job, but this didn't work out. I think Jerry and Derek were then given the job till the end of the season. They did quite well. I think in the second part of that season we wouldn't have been relegated in their performances there, and then they were given the job on a permanent basis. It just didn't work out. So I think we really had to go for experience. I think that's when you look around Scottish football, we needed somebody who was experienced, who had been over the course before, somebody who had a top level coach, and had been at all different levels. And Dick and Jimmy both got the top level SFA coaching certificates. They've all managed and coached in the Premier League, First Division and Second Division. So they're the right sort of people, I think, for what we're doing. But I must say, with no plans at all to go to the Second Division, we really thought we'd survive in the first.
Well, we're on the verge of the season getting underway, and I know that you'll be coming back on the new website regularly to talk to supporters, but before hostilities really start, is there a message you want to give to Thistle fans?
I think we've just all got to pull together. I know it sounds like a bit of an old cliche, but you know that was what we did when I was involved as chairman about 7.5 years ago, back in 1997. We all pulled together and we got up to the Premier League the last time. So hopefully we can do it again. I think it's a new beginning. We're starting a new season with a relatively new manager and new assistant manager. Let's all get behind the team, get behind the manager and the assistant, and get behind everyone, and just all work together to try and get successful, get out of this league and then